We save a lot of things like money, but hoes gonna say that. And homie, they straight facts. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions, asking me questions. I want my questions. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions, asking me questions. I want my questions. The grass greener on the other side. I took a peek in that grass red from all these homicides. I mean, you gotta look alive, cause in the field get live. Or you gon' have your mama crying, asking God why. Why is my son in that casket? Why he get caught lacking? Why was he acting tough knowing damn well he bad at acting? His girl say he be tripping, but the ops say he wasn't packing. Some niggas just wasn't built for the other side. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions, asking me questions. I want my questions. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions, asking me questions. I want my questions. Question. Quit asking me. Question. Quit asking me. Question. Quit asking me. Question. Quit asking me. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions, asking me questions. I want my questions. They all in my business like TMZ, but back in the day they ain't noticed me. They weren't coming to see me like Otis, but I always felt like the coldest. I had a little chip on my shoulder, then I got older and older, and I had to flick it off. I feel like a boss, like I'm Ricky Ross, but I got no Maybachs. They do anything for the clout. It's thanks when they say that. If I take your girl, don't be in my DM asking for your payback. We save a lot of things like money, but hoes gonna say that. And homie, they straight facts. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions, asking me questions. I want my questions. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions, asking me questions. I want my questions. The grass greener on the other side.
Welcome in. It's middle of the week. We're still waiting for a couple of sports to return, so we appreciate you returning, hanging with us on the Odd Shop. That's right. We get Ben Rasa. I'm Eytan Shander. Mike is producing, and you're here. I already see a couple of hats in here already hanging, so we appreciate that. Thumbs up, subscribe. You know what's happening, Ben. We're kind of in this little malaise here. Not for you, though, of course, because I'm sure you took Tuesday, which was technically our work Monday. And notice that I'm not leading. I am not. So I don't care what you've been told by anybody in this chat. I don't care what you've been told behind the scenes at our stochastic/OddsShopper community. But I am not even leading with the fact that I smashed yet another 3-leg parlay using the OddsShopper premium tool. I would rather lead, because I wasn't here with you yesterday, with the fact that you smashed a 100-to-1 ticket in the PGA streets. And I'm sure as everybody's waiting for the NBA to return, you're still sore from patting yourself on the back.
I mean, it's with Griot, you know, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So yeah, I was happy with that. Yeah, no, listen, you didn't miss too much yesterday. I mean, Lofty, we waded into the waters. We talked. We're going to do what we did yesterday. I like this. When you have this runway, we don't get this in normal NBA, where you have lines posted for a game in 3 days, and you get to see okay, where are things? What's popping on the board? Where are the lines shifting? It's a really unique situation. So I'm kind of intrigued by it. We still have plenty of time, but we're going to get into that. We'll talk about Ricky. Maybe we'll talk about some baseball and see what else comes up today.
Yeah, we got to talk a little Ricky, right?
Yeah, we got to talk some Ricky.
So I saw something, and look, we'll bounce around. We'll definitely jump into the NBA, but I saw something last night, and I just wanted to humble brag, if I can, to see that. Now, why is MC Zant given the eye roll? Is that to you hitting Grillo, or is that above to
Probably.
Travis Webb's MPJ over 15.5? You can't eye roll 100-1 ticket.
I mean, it's Grillo. You could do some real things where I don't know.
Whatever you want.
You could do whatever you want. Hey, listen, that's one. Yeah, that's
okay.
He knows it's to you and your antics.
It's almost like I knew that ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly.
I purposely left that out.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I know. The choice is you cautiously omitted one that turned out to be the culprit. Who would have thunk it?
So here's what I took away from last night. Now, granted, there are completely different metrics involved and the specifics. You've got one where there's money as far as you're betting money. The other is you're technically earning money for it. But I set that up, and MC Zant is beautiful with this because the interaction that we get from him and others, of course, right? Exactly, Drew. I appreciate that. But we love you all for this. It worked out perfectly because that's like you play poker how I host. Does that make sense? Like I got to see this last night up close and personal with you, and we did the Shander equivalent of poker, which is
we were having some
parlays.
We were having some fun last night. I watched.
But does that make sense? Poker. That analogy?
Yeah, a little bit. I definitely. We were getting in the poker streets. We're having some fun. That's the downtime when you only have baseball. You got to find something to fill the void. But yeah, I'm excited, and you're. Talk about burying the lead. I will give you a little props. No one's really talking about the Stanley Cup Finals, and you have a Florida Panthers ticket burning a hole in your pocket. You have the easy hedge there with the Knights. I'm interested to see what you want to say about that because everyone's excited for Heat Nuggets. I'm excited for Heat Nuggets. Yep. We also have Panthers Knights, and that's going to be a fascinating series.
I'm expecting some offense in this thing. And I actually jumped on it earlier. And again, this is even longer. So you're going to cringe at the variance that could happen from like Tuesday, or maybe it was Monday until Saturday's game. But I went over 1.5 goals in the first period. Now, here's the thing. I may try and find a way to continue to bet, but I'm essentially, as you said, locked in to Florida on one side, a little bit. We talked about that, a little hedge on the other side there, just to guarantee some profit. But I'm sitting there like I need this. Like I need the Florida Panthers at 35-1. No joke here, man. No messing around. No cash team, no cash out, man.
I respect it. Like I said, there's going to be some angles in that series. Not on my mind really right now, but still. All right, let's see. What the hell? What we got?
You just asked about it.
No, I know. And it's just to say, again, it's not to just completely wash that away. I guarantee I have some spots as the hockey gets underway. Right now, there's not a ton populating, but that doesn't mean, that's the beauty of these tools. Just because something is not positive EV right now doesn't mean it won't be at a future point. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. So there's something that just popped on the tool that I want to get to in a second, because I do know that you want to hit the NBA and look ahead on anything. I mean, did you guys, I was dealing with something here with the kids, so I missed yesterday, unfortunately, but did you guys, how much, I mean, again, I don't want to hit bets that you've already hit in the sense of the NBA, unless something has drastically changed. With that said, Kyle Lowry right now is still popping up here. Gabe Vincent is still popping up here. We don't expect Tyler Hero back at least game 1. So that rotation is still there. The fading of Jimmy Butler always seems to be like the day, especially now that we've seen the Heat been roll from the play-in through the Eastern Conference. It looks like in the day or days off between games, the under seems to pop right away. And then as you get closer, and I know this because on days in which I have done shows, they were off and I jump on an under, and then I'd watch you and Lofty, and it'd be like, 4:45 p.m. Eastern time, and one of the top plays is over Butler, and I'm like, fuck, here I go again. So with that said, you do still have a couple, and then you can always dabble into your favorite world, which is the insanity of first quarter team totals or point spreads.
I'm all about, I mean, particularly with the Nuggets. Again, it's just there are going to be times where both sides of a line is wildly inefficient, and you can get a plus EV bet on either side. If you bet both of those, you'd probably be talking about some type of pseudo middle. We don't really need to get into that. But looking at the board right now, you mentioned a couple guys. It seems to be mostly Heat players that are dominating the best bets currently. That wasn't the case yesterday. Jamal Murray was the best bet at under 36.5 points, rebounds, assists. That's still a profitable bet, but not nearly as profitable as it was yesterday. The line has adjusted. What are you doing down there? You got jokes?
Mizzle T Shizzle said, I need the producer to draw a beard on Eytan. His baby face is distracting. Now, look, I can't keep growing the beard forever. First off, it doesn't grow down. It doesn't really grow out. It's the most of my hair that's still growing, right? And it's curls at some point. So I can't just have this gigantic Philly beard in my house. My wife won't, come next to me.
Allow it. Yeah.
Enough that she will, right? So I had to shave it. But now I do understand. And it's only a day. It's only a day that you'll see this, right? Tomorrow you'll see it'll be back like a little shadow and whatnot. Yeah, okay. But I understand it's a little unsettling to people. It's a little unsettling. So I figured
that's unsettling. Whatever's going on your screen. But
okay, well, I'll take it off then.
Caleb, your favorite, prepare yourself. I know you'll have takes on this. The best bet currently, looking at the tools, Caleb Martin under 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The guy is playing better basketball than basically anyone on the planet lately, and it is a scary fade, but over on Bet Rivers right now, that line of minus 124 is giving you some value.
I can't do it. And that's the beauty of this. You don't have to play every single prop. Now, if you do, that's great. And we have data that will show you that you're going to profit by doing that. So that's not to say that you can't or shouldn't, or if you have the opportunity, don't. I'm just saying, for me personally, I have no idea what to expect. Most likely Caleb Martin regresses, right? And I know that for 7 games, it looked like he could not, but there's a reason why this team finished in the 8th seed, even with injury and even with up and downs to Butler and what have you. So I would think at some point we're going to see regression. Here's another thing too. Denver comes in, pretty good guys, pretty good defenders, especially ancillary guys that you don't have to worry about with Jokic and stuff. So to cover up a lot of that, I just, and that's not to say fade it or is it to tail it? I can see it happening. I can absolutely see it happening, but I think I'm going to wait. Look, this may drop. Maybe this drops to 23.5. Maybe people slam it and we get some sort of buyback on it. But right now, I don't think I'm going to play it.
I get it. And listen, again, that's just, you're not going to be able to bet every profitable bet at all times on these tools. There's simply too many. So you're going to miss some. You're going to miss some winners. You're going to pass on some losers. It's all going to even out in the end. Now, the things that's weird with Caleb Martin, he's at the point right now, it feels like he's going to play 40 minutes a game now. He's at that level. And it is very difficult, I think, for the books to adjust. But having said that, the value is potentially there on and under. We still have plenty of time. And then the next bet is Kyle Lowry over 2.5 rebounds at minus 129. I don't have a strong take on that. I mean, is that something that you're comfortable putting on your card?
Yeah, here's the thing, man. I just, the only way I feel like Kyle Lowry doesn't play a lot is if they're getting blown out. I still feel like he's out there if they are doing the blowout. And I know that's probably 3 scenarios.
They're not blowing out the Nuggets, so I don't think we have to worry about that. Okay,
that's fine. And it's a non-zero, I understand, but the reality is that they could shock the world in one of these games, most likely game 1. I'm not even advocating for that. What I'm saying is if you broke the scenarios into 4 quadrants, blowout, tight, right? Spread. Kyle Lowry is getting key minutes in this game. And I think he can hit that. Strus is another guy I'd look at for rebounds because it's going to be a low number. I imagine 2.5, laying some juice there. But that's a prop that I think the market is telling me. And again, we'll give you this free week below now that you're in here hanging out. It's the same one. I know there was the bullshit brag at the start, but the reality is that I sit on this video and use the tool every single day, 6 days a week, to build plus EV legs on a plus EV parlay. You can do that. You can do it solo. Well, just to let you know that you get a week free. With that said, week free. With that said, I do think, though, that Lowry is a guy I would love to target over 2.5 rebounds. It's beating the market by a decent price, and it makes sense. Not that it has to. Again, not that it has to. Makes sense in my head.
Yeah, and the thing I like about Lowry with a prop like this, you're not dead by any stretch. If he doesn't, if he plays 28 or 30 minutes, you're ecstatic. You are just loving life. If he plays 24 minutes, 18 minutes, 22 minutes, he can still get 3 rebounds. We've seen this in recent games. His minutes have come down. He played 18 minutes and then 24 minutes in game 7, and he grabbed 7 boards there. So it's a far cry, from the Knicks series where he was playing 31 minutes in a lot of those games. I don't even think you need that here. And obviously when Hero comes back, that's going to be a different situation, but I'm fine with this one. And then you mentioned little first quarter money line action in the altitude. Place is going to be rocking off for like a month, it feels like. Does Denver just come in and punch first?
Yeah. I think that's what you would get. You would get the Nuggets coming out. But, here's the thing. I don't think that the only time I think rest helps you this late in the season, Ben, is if you're hurt. Like, I don't think, and I also don't think that playing this late into the season hurts you either, as far as like, oh, they played 6 games, 7 games. The reality is that the Miami Heat were an 8 seed because guys missed time, either on purpose or because of injury, right? Like, this is a team that has ramped up. So I'm with you where it makes sense, but I'm almost interested. Okay, so I would rather go over 29.5 team total than bet the 2.5 first quarter spread, if that makes sense off what I said. I think Denver's in pace mode to keep with Miami in that sense, or Miami in pace mode to keep with Denver, versus a lock that Miami is going to be legs and tired and struggle to keep up with Denver in the first quarter.
I said this yesterday, and I'm just going to repeat it because I think so much is made of this, and it's all based on results. Because if Denver comes out and is up 15 at the end of the first, everybody's going to say Miami is running on fumes and Denver's been resting. If Miami's up by 15 points at the end of the first quarter, everyone is going to say Miami's been in must-win mode and Denver's been resting and they're sluggish and they're rusty. And who knows what the case is? It could just be random, if anything else. Having said that, I do think the pace is going to be elevated in this. You have a healthy total in this game. When Denver gets going and the 3-point shots are falling, we saw Boston. They missed all those shots. Miami is not a good 3-point defense. Look at the metrics during the year. If Denver gets going, they could hang a lot of points in this series. I'm right there with you. 30 plus points for the first quarter is good enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Denver can really score.
Yeah, I agree. I know. I agree. I'm looking and thinking, right now, you're not going to touch any shots on goal or anytime goal props for Saturday, right? How about the Phillies right now in the run line?
I saw that. Your boys.
Phillies. Yeah. All right. So let's look at this really quick. Okay. Because we're going to come back to baseball. I promise. We're going to hit golf. We have some promos to talk about, but we're going to, not only are we asking you to sign up for a week free, and I'm not even going to pitch or sell or anything like that. I'm just reminding you that there's a link below, but we're giving you home run props. Sometimes you're just getting them in the background as Mike is scrolling the top bets if we sort by EV. Other times we'll just direct you. Like before we get out of here, we try and make it a point and say, here are the top plus EV home run plays. So you've got 2 right away below the Phillies that you can just, bring attention to if you want. Mike Gallo and Schwarber right there. Those are must play. Even if you quarter unit, whatever you're putting on home run plays, those are on FanDuel. Those are must plays. FanDuel is a very popular site. As you get closer, expected that more people will bet, expected that you're going to get some little CLV here, as everybody loves that. So we talk about that Phillies run line, Ben, but I just wanted to highlight the fact that we have not one but two pretty strong plus EV home run plays up there too.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And I'll actually just take it one step further of what you said. The beauty of these tools now, you said, throw a quarter unit on there. They'll tell you what to throw on. If you really want to do it by the book, you can put in your bankroll and it is going to allocate the recommended bet size for bets like this, because even though it's a very high ROI bet, it has a low probability of success and you're going to scale down your units. And these tools can show you how to do that. Maybe the most common question I get in Discord is like how to properly allocate units. Like, am I betting too much? Am I betting too little? How do you do that? And I think the tracker is a huge help for home run bets, because if you just bet those straight like any other bet, you're going to run into some weird issues with, bad stretches.
Yeah, that's a good point there as far as that, the ups and downs of it, right? And all right, no, I don't want to add anything to that. That was a great point on that, especially with the stretches as you ended on that. Can't get those odds on the Phillies run line on points bet. Cody Fisher. Well, then don't bet it, please. Because it may have moved. Did it move?
I don't know. It could have again, but our syncs are like borderline seamless at this point. So if it did, that's possible. It'll update. But points bet, I'll be honest.
I'm also in PA, right?
Yeah, I mean, in New York, it's the same line. It's just sometimes some of these books, PointsBook being one of them, PointsBet being one of them. That's not. I'll be honest, that's not my preferred book.
No, me neither, and only because I can't bet there. So
that makes
for
it
other
tougher.
reasons. I mean, look,
yeah,
I right.
Yeah.
And look, who knows? I honestly wouldn't put it past PointsBet to now. I don't know. Can a book feed info and then not have that up there? Or
I mean,
it's
a
different
sync.
line up there.
No,
it's a sync.
No,
yeah,
it's a sync.
I wouldn't put it past those.
I mean, it's just that PointsBet is going the different direction. For all the other books, you're looking at a Phillies run line of minus a run and a half at plus money. And this is a reverse run line of a plus 1.5 at minus 160. So just a different thing. But there's plenty. You got the, dare I say, the Nats on the money line.
That's the play right now.
Oh,
right.
Oof. Give me Taylor Trammell over a half a base at plus 115 on BetMGM. 5% EV, 49% XRO X-win. That is
You're just going to blow right past the Nats and not play the Nationals at all, not even a sprinkle.
Yeah, that's not for. I want to see where else. Again, that's on PointsBet, so I'm also taking it with a grain of salt. I don't have PointsBet open on my computer right now.
Okay.
If you can find it and you're getting plus 230, I get putting that on the card because it is better than the break even, which is like 215, just less. But still.
Yep. Gotcha, Mizzle. Aaron Judge home. It was wild. I put that out on the Discord and a reminder. The Chalkboard app is free. There's a QR code right above. That's the easiest way. If you're watching this on your computer, you're watching this on your TV via YouTube, the app, anywhere, just use the QR code if you want, and it'll sign you right up to our community. Greg and Lofty are holding it down. You know about the Discord. We tell you about that as well here. There's a link you can sign up and all, but on that I put out, and I just posted it for people. Like, these are I wanted to give the plus EV home run plays. And it was, I forget who it was behind Judge, but Judge was up there. And I think a lot of people believe that because there's a popular guy, they're always going to be bet down, but that's not the case. Like, you see Jimmy Butler, there are plenty of popular names on our tool that are populating that are a result of market error for whatever reason. And that error can be minor, or that error can be like, a wide gap. But the point being is that you do have that, and it does pop up even for a guy like Judge, who was just lingering up there plus EV for a while yesterday, man. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, the Yankees are playing pretty good baseball, hanging a lot of runs out there in Seattle. I'll have something more to say about that game later in this show, but there's no doubt that Judge, who's always a popular home run pick, has been helping the people.
Yeah, man. Beyond help. All right, you want to hit some promos?
Sure. I haven't looked at the promos today.
Trammell. I see you got Trammell lined up. Well, we're going to talk some. Oh, by the way, if you can get it, PointsBet's another one there. I bet the Maldonado one earlier in the day. I really like that one. It's still hanging pretty good. If you look at that, these are good bets. And I just wanted to bring this up, Ben, because betting a lot, and you've taught me this, so I'm just trying to reiterate this, meaning like if I get it right, it's because of you. If I miss it, and then just blame you being a shitty teacher. But look, you know, a lot of betting, especially when you're around that plus 110 to minus 110, is going to be a variance. You're going to be victim of circumstance. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, you're going to be up and down. It's being on the right side of these numbers. And I think in my personal, and again, I don't have mountains of data, so I'm not speaking for the tool here. I'm speaking for Shander. But in my personal experience, and I know that's like a disclaimer that should run, by the way, before each one of my videos. But Ben, my point here is this. Martin Maldonado, we found it at plus 105. The true odds have crossed through to minus 104. Those are the bets that I love to target, because the reality is that plus 115 or plus 120, it's very, very rare that you're going to find true odds at minus 110. It's going to be that wide. It doesn't mean it won't exist. But I think you're going to find these types of bets populate, not every day all the time, but you'll see these pop up. And I love attacking something like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just one of it. It's funny. I think it's one of the easier examples to demonstrate what we're doing. Like when you see plus 160 and the break even is plus 140, you kind of get that it seems better, but you're like, okay. When you see you're getting plus money and we're saying that you should be laying a little juice, it really clicks. It's like, wow, I'm getting plus 105. And the market is saying this should be minus 105. That's pretty interesting. So I get it. You don't see those a lot because to cross through even money is rare like that. But we're saying this is plus money and is over 50% to hit. That's what that's saying.
It's amazing, the return right there. And that's leading to the market with that you're taking advantage of. Okay, I just wanted to highlight too. That's all.
I get you. I get it.
So we do have some pretty cool promos here. And a lot of this is going to center around golf. Look, Jew Daddy, and that's not my father. That's G-A-U-H Daddy.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you know, that was the joke. Let's look at this, man. A lot of golf today, a lot of golf, and actually found a way to use this boost. So with that said, let's just do this. Okay, Ben, let's just knock the baseball out of the way. Is that okay? Because we just talked about baseball. We just had baseball up. All right, so bear with us. We have a top and a bottom. 2 games, 2 total bases, same game parlay X at just about 15.5 to 1. Now, this is where MC Zant comes in with his own devigging tool. Harper, Lindor, Tellez, Bichette, 2+ total bases each. Now, I can't tell you on the start of this whether or not that's plus EV. I can tell you that I'm sure a couple of these guys are probably,
It doesn't matter. Just, you don't want to do stuff like this.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
No, again, I don't have the numbers behind this. I just know in general, when you start getting into same game parlays, the correlation is unless I'm missing something, the correlation is arbitrary based on what they're doing. There's not like a formula for how much they're weighing. Oh, a guy on this team hits a home run and that team to win. Like it's very, very in the dark where you can't calculate it like a normal parlay. And that makes it extremely difficult to know if you're getting good value or bad value. So I tend to stay away from same game parlay X promos.
Yes, and rightfully so. And those are just,
I mean, if you want to sprinkle, you're talking about 15
they're fun, but they're ridiculous.
But
right.
That's a tough sell for me.
They're spin and goes. Let's be honest here.
Also a tough sell.
By the way,
what else we got?
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, somebody in the Discord put up this thing you could do on FanDuel. Harambe Slayer, who's active in both, was talking about how you can do chess. It's like head-to-heads where it's like 60-cent games and stuff. It's like, oh my God. It's
you don't want to get into that either. Maybe if they have Stratego, I'll check it out. I would love to play Stratego for money. But
Trey Turner to record 2+ Casty with a hell of a catch last night, right? That's been boosted with the Phillies to win to 300. Why not just play the Phillies on the money line here? It's not going to be the same return, but I mean, why not just take the Phillies to win the game outright? Aaron Nola, stop a little skid here. Why not just do that?
Again, it's the same quote unquote philosophy. Like, I don't like these boosts in general where it's 3 or 4 things to happen. Just because the more legs, the more permutations, it's a little rough for me. So I'm gonna pass on that. I think, yeah, if you want to take some action on the Phillies, there's other ways to get exposure to them that are less confusing and more valuable.
No, that's a good point. Great point. All right, let's hit this stuff with the Memorial. Pardon me.
Ooh, we got a question right up your alley. Little NRFI for Phillies versus Mets. That's your wheelhouse. That's something else I don't bet.
Okay, so here's what I would do, right? And I'm going to do this right now. And Mike, if you want to follow along, let's see what we can find, because we have these. These pop up. The YRFI plays, you'll find every now and again some market value. I went 3-0 last night. We're 26-12 on the year for this NRFI video. I have to say that
sustainable.
God, well, look. I mean, see, I knew it. You know who you are. You're like the grandparent, right? Where you come home and you've got this like brand new birdhouse that you put together at 8 years old, and you busted your finger a couple of times, and there's some broken nails. And here I am, like, here, Ben, I got this. I made this birdhouse today at elementary school. And you just pointing out, well, it's crooked. It's I got a splinter. Like, you can't even be nice. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, that's a nuclear pace. That's like 70%
on NRFI videos. Three picks a day.
Yeah, that seems dangerous, but I like it. Well, Grace,
this is
like
who
I
you
said,
hired.
Well, you're just paying dividends. Obviously, I got the magic eye because I got people picking 70% on NRFI.
You don't. That's what amazes you so much, is that you don't, and you're like, how the hell is this guy doing it? Again,
well, there is an element of that, but what do we see? What do we see for the Phillies and Mets?
I'm just looking right now, and so far there is nothing. Right up, Twins Astros, YRFI Twins Astros. That's a play, absolutely a play. There's an advantage there, and you can play that specifically. I just saw that was on, I forget the book here, but definitely play that. It's on Sugar House, Bet Rivers, what have you. Yep. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. That's it. Okay. So now we're on our own, right? First thing I do is I check the OddsShopper premium tool and say, all right, well, what do we have? We don't have anything. That's fine. Now we're on our own. We have Aaron Nola right now versus Carlos Carrasco. And if you want to look back at records, if you want to look back at, recent NRFI streaks, those things, there's probably a decent chance here. And I'm just curious, right? Like, what are we getting numbers wise? Because if there's plus money right now for a YRFI, Citi Field, Mets have been on a pretty decent clip. Phillies, I would take a shot if I can get, like, the teams have been on pretty decent streaks of NRFIs, but the pitchers have not. And that's basically a product of any metric or stat or number that you want to pick up. If it's guys struggling with their walk rate, what have you. So I would look at that and say, if you can get plus money. Now, again, Ben will tell you this 50 times over. You're betting into an impossible market to beat. The VIG is just designed to do that. It's like that carnival game.
It is.
Where you have to throw the ring toss on there, right? Like, it's just insane. But with that said, my logic would lead me to say, yeah, if I can get even money or better, I would take a shot at YRFI.
And that's really, I think you broke that down perfectly. Step one is, did the market make a mistake? Because anything can be beatable if the market makes a mistake. If they did not, the honest truth is you're probably bleeding out on both sides over time. Like, that's what I truly believe. There are a lot of NRFIs and other bets where there's no value on either side at any given point. But we can kind of sort through them, and then you can say, okay, if this line gets to this number, I'm playing it. And if it doesn't, maybe I'll pass or look for another spot. That's what I would do, at least.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point there.
Can't force it.
And that's exactly, well, Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now we got golf.
What else we got?
Leibowitz. Leibowitz is a very smart, perceptive in that.
He knows.
Look, smart can be defined by multitudes of ways. So perceptive individual. And that's why I love it. And Mike's great too. Mike is fantastic because Mike won't always stick it on me when I keep going and going, right? Like, I don't want to hear Lindquist going off on some 55-second thing soliloquy about Alan Trammell's kid and how he's, batting 350 in AA, right? Like, I'm out. Like, I'm tuning out. But you are actively, like, dismissing the majority of what I'm saying, and it's coming across in your face.
No, I'm processing. It's great theater. That's my processing face.
Either way, how you want to define it, Ben Rasa, it's great theater that you provide.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Okay. All right, well, let's do this. Let's hit this real quick. I put my odds surge plus 250, and I'm going to post it right now in the Discord as you speak so you don't steal it from me.
Mm-hmm.
I checked, and last I checked, when I bet it, Patrick Cantlay across the board was plus 1,000. I boosted him to plus 1,250. That's a better bet across the board. It's also beating the next guy down on DK. So that would be my personal suggestion, would be to boost Cantlay to 1,250.
I have zero. I'm right there with you. I think that when you look at a boost like this, you're going to want to target one of the favorites. So you're maximizing the boost, and you want to target someone whose line is relatively stable in the market. So, you're not getting screwed by, I just basically turned it into a price I could have found elsewhere. And I think you accomplished that with Cantlay. He loves Memorial. You take the John Rahm situation out, he still would have a win here. He was third last year here. He's just a fantastic player at this course. And he's got just as good a shot as any of these guys. And you're moving him to over 12-1.
It's not bad, man. 12.5-1 there on that ticket. All right. Just wanted to throw that out. And to reiterate to what Ben said, we're not going to do this math for you live on the air, but just check and see if you can beat who you're boosting. Now, I'll also add this, because my initial thought, Ben, would be taking a guy who's currently 55-1 and boosting him to 57.50 is not doing much at all.
No.
Versus even Scheffler. Like, you're better off boosting Scheffler at 250 if that's truly what you can beat than you are boosting anybody really below 20-1.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. There's no doubt. I mean, just again, the example that I'm gonna say you could use the boost for like top 10s. Think how valuable it would be to boost someone from, even money to plus 250. That would be massive. Like, the lower you go, the more useful a boost like that is. So I think it'd be short-sighted to say, like, I want to take Grillo at 110 and boost him to 112. That doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bigger picture there. All right, let's look at the other one here.
Speak of Grillo.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like Mike Lawrence knew specifically what was going on. All right, so 4 horsemen: Scheffler, Fowler, Burns, and Grillo. I can tell you this: it ain't going to be the guy behind me. That's not my green screen. There's no extra added light. Ricky Fowler is emanating an angelic glow right now. How well he's playing the game of golf, Ben, and it's not something that I should miss out on by any means.
I mean, I agree with you, but Ricky has cost me so many cuts where I thought he could not possibly miss over the years. The problem, it's an easy cut to make. It's an invitational. You're still parlaying 4 guys though. And one of them is Grillo, who he should make the cut, but he's no guarantee, and that's putting it extremely lightly. I don't really like the boost, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Do you? Neither. I mean, yeah.
No. I look, so your even a missed make cut, even top 40, like even guys just getting through the first round, some shit can happen, right? Like, I don't want to parlay anything unless it's a 3x3 round robin top 10 where I can identify, Oh
yeah, that's really what you want to be doing.
No.
Like Scheffler is as safe as they come. Burn. It's nothing that I have no individual problems with any of the players in there. I just don't like the format.
And let me just add this. We're a week away, too, from a pretty big event. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's not like you, and again, this isn't like a look ahead that I'm trying to sell you for in other sports. Point being is that if you're not playing well, it's not you've just lost in a major. You've lost an elevated event. You've lost a chance to win some money. You've lost a chance to beat a good field. But you also look at it like you can lick your wounds and be back. If Xander Schauffele, for example, or any of these guys, Sam Burns, any of these guys, I should mention these guys on here. And look, it's tough. You know Emmanuel, like Grillo better than anybody outside his immediate family, the way in which you've bet on him forever. This is not easy for him to just do this. Like it wouldn't be anybody who was playing at the level he needed to be at 100-1 in order to win that ticket.
It's just, again, there's a lot of variance in 36 holes of golf. Simple as that. Even in an invitational field with a easier to make cut, a couple of errant shots, a couple of unlucky bounces, and you're just outside that number. So for me, it's a pass. I'll get exposure to plenty of golfers in these type of markets. In other areas, I just don't see it here.
All right,
imagine Grillo wins again, back to back.
I mean, just go ahead and bet it at this point.
I have to. You have to bet it just for society.
Yeah, I mean, you must.
He's not going to win, but if he did,
that would be massive. It like I said on Putting for Dough, when you can see more of this for sure on the OddsShopper Golf channel, but you'd have to just take, like, what could you possibly do to follow that up outside of like some Alex Baker Millie Maker type shit, right? Like you're only playing poker with me right now, which is, cheap hands, and I'm fucking bad luck as the cards were coming for the most part. Your DFS in golf is variance, like anybody's, right? So you'd have to smash a Millie Maker in golf or any DFS that you're playing in order to top whatever you're betting for 2 straight tickets for Grillo. Like
you'd have to get on quite a run.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. I hope to find out. That would be a good problem to have. But
just put $1,000.
What?
Not you. Somebody else. FD just dropped a P. Oh, didn't we have the other ones? Mike, you still have that the list of crazy ones there? See if we can torture Ben real quick for a minute before we go back to the market.
Beautiful.
Joey Gallo, by the way, still up there. Plus,
he always is up there. You ever notice that?
Amazing. Yeah. Well, FanDuel, they haven't moved.
Yeah.
398 is still there, and Schwarber is there as well. Now look at this. Martin Maldonado is actually moving in the opposite direction. So at plus 105, that line hasn't moved, but the value of that line has increased because the true odds have dipped from minus like whatever they were 04 to now 07. So that's pretty crazy in its own right.
That's great. I mean, it just shows the books have even more disagreement than we anticipated.
Correct. Now, this one here, these are minus EV. These should never be fully bet with like the intent to make money long term. But look, every now and again, you see some belligerents pop up. Do you not?
Yeah, all the time. It's just good luck identifying what belligerence is going to pop up on any given week.
90-1, Spieth top US, McIlroy top Euro.
Yeah. Fair odds are probably about 120-1. That's the problem. Any of these are just it's so difficult when they're static. We talk about that a lot. Like you can't say no. You can only say yes.
Right.
And who sets the line? Like there's no downside for them kind of shorting those lines. That's why it's very difficult.
No, I'm with you on that. And again,
what's your favorite though out of these? Like if you're gonna say I'm gonna throw some bad money around. I know these are minus EV, but I want to take a shot. Of these crazy bets, which one do you think odds wise, fun wise, entertainment wise is the best one?
Okay, so let me just look at this here. I'm sorry, Mike. Number 2, Rory, Xander. I think Xander is definitely, and he's live every week for something here, but this would not surprise me if he finished top 8 and then won the U.S. Open. Like, I could see a ramp up here for Xander. There's always a wild card, right? Like, oh, Rahm, it's just easy. It's way too easy, right? And then he struggles and he finishes top 35 or top 40 and nobody says anything because it's like, yeah, who cares? The U.S. Open's right around the corner. So I get it. Like, that's not a bad one overall. But here's the thing, too, and maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way, fellas, but everything plus 650 and lower moving towards zero is either equal or less shorter odds than the favorite to win outright. So at this point, even though I know betting Scottie Scheffler at plus 650 is a bad bet, I would still rather bet Scottie Scheffler plus 650 over anything on this plus 650 or less. Does that make sense, Ben?
Well, yeah, I mean, these are objectively bad bets. It's kind of just going beyond the.
Okay. You're right. And I would bet the 33-1 and hold my nose at the Jason Day play. And I love Jason Day, but I just don't know if he's got it this week. Justin Thomas, I think, is a sneaky play to finish in there. Victor Hovland is playing exceptional golf right now. I would put your money. You'd give me $100 and say, what do you like here?
Yeah.
I would put that 33-1 on Hovland, Day, and Thomas.
For all to finish in the top 10.
Which is essentially parlaying 3 guys to finish top 10.
Yeah, that is what it is doing.
Which is asinine.
Yeah, absolutely. Real dumb stuff, but people do
it.
Give
me $100.
Yeah, I will. We'll donate it to the Human Fund before we bet that. What is that? Was that a golf ball?
Titleist one.
Talk about a hole in one. Yeah. There you go. I think that those guys are potential winner. Like JT and Hovland, they've got some upside. I think I'm worried about Day as well. You mentioned of the 3 there, he's probably the one that's a little. But again, you don't want to be betting that stuff. All right, what do we got on the board? We got anything? I know we got a community parlay to hit.
Yeah, we got to hit that coming up. You want to hit that now? I mean, you want to get out of here? I thought we had more time. I thought Friday's the only day that we get out. Ooh. Oh, yeah. So let us remind you here that 2 things. 1, Ben and Lofty did their part. You out there blew it. And it looks like for 2 straight days. No, you were only on there yesterday.
There was no show Monday.
Yeah, it looks like the last 2 times. Right, off Monday. Forget it.
We hit the parlay on Friday, you and me.
Correct. Last 2 times you and I have gotten together with the help of the community. Maybe it's Lofty. Is Lofty saying something like Lofty can be intimidating, right? Like Dave Loughran is a good soul. Like he's a good-hearted individual, but he can be intimidating. He comes off like a brute, right? Like, oh, he's talking, he's in your face. He's a hockey player. Like hockey players are irrational by nature, right? He's from Philadelphia. My God, this guy, right? Like irrational, everything about it's a parlay of irrationality. With that said, like, is he just forcing the community into a play here, Ben? What's going on? Why can't the community hit when it's you two, but they can when it's us two?
Well, I believe, and I don't know this, but from what I'm seeing in chat, the community was drawing dead yesterday because all 4 of the selections lost. So
okay,
you can't do anything about that. It was just there actually was no way to win. That's talk about carnival games. So there you go. So that's kind of just the nature of it. Yeah, Diamondbacks got there. Ben Lively, over 3.5 Ks got there. So close. We'll just make it 3 straight for us today. What do you think?
Absolutely. MC Zant, did you see that story, that hitchhiking robot that was destroyed when it got to Philadelphia?
I did not see the hitchhiking robot.
Mike was going to pull a picture up on that. We're going to get to the community parlay here. And as we do that, just know that the Cliff's notes of that is that there was a robot built and designed. And I don't mean like one of these Elon Musk robots. I mean like one of these trash can with wheels robots that was designed to hitchhike across the country. And of course, it got to Philadelphia. I don't even know where it started. Like it could have started in Maryland. I don't even know where it started. But as soon as it got to Philadelphia, it just got destroyed. Like it just got beat up with a bat and kicked and stripped and sold for parts. It was a disaster.
There you go. Robots taking over. Soon they'll be doing this show.
Let's hope not.
I'm
just waiting for them to do the parlay video at this point. I mean, it just has to be automated.
Well,
Brandon Dixon. You got an interesting play here. Louis Varland under 4.5. This is an awesome bet. Let's look at this really quick, Ben. All right, before we get to the community parlay. Louis Varland, let's go ahead and bet this right now. I would strongly suggest you go ahead and bet this right now, whatever your unit size is, or size of your unit, or whatever the hell you want to define it without breaking up into a kid.
Under 4. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is a good bet for sure.
Louis Varland, right? I mean, this bet is beating the market exponentially. It's going through zero. I'm not saying this.
You love this through zero thing.
I do. Well, look, I think that my opinion would be, look at it from a pessimistic standpoint. You're placing a bet. You're not going to hit all your bets. So look at it from the negative standpoint. And this is what happens when I hang around you so much, is that I look at the world with the glass just shattered. Forget even half empty. It's just shattered. But I'd rather be on the side in which I'm losing less, or be on the side in which I'm winning more every single time if I know that, right? Like, not having this tool is flying blind to the point where maybe you can manually shop and do the work that you want for you and take the vig out and penny and do all that stuff. But that's hard. Like, that's not easy. It takes time. So this right here is telling me that I've got 16 cents worth of value, and it's just the physical practice, Ben Rasa, of spending to bet versus being rewarded extra to bet. And I would rather be on that side when the majority of people are taking a lesser number, where they're actually spending an ATM fee to place that wager.
Yeah, I totally get it, because you just see the kind of the value in action. It doesn't really, the ROI is the ROI, whether it's through zero or not. But
absolutely, and exactly.
And I get it. This one belongs on the card. It's a really simple sell. You're getting plus money, plus 104, and we have that true odds at minus 112. Again, that is the nature of a market-based approach. The easiest philosophy there is. That's a good find, real good find.
So I was thinking about this. We should find a way to create some sort of true or false type segment here, right? And just test, not your knowledge, because I know you're not going to watch, but test the limits in which you believe I would do something, right? So it'd be like, true or false? Did Shander actually put an NFL Week 1 line in one of his videos today?
Yeah, that would be true.
Wait a second. How do you know that? Or are you just guessing?
No, I don't. I mean, that's as close to knowing without knowing as you can be, I think.
You're a poker player.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be. Some things are just written, I guess they could say.
Oh my god! I love you, man.
Soon enough, let's do this. Soon enough, brother. We're gonna be talking about a little gridiron.
Don't blame me. The OddsShopper.
Oh no, I'll be blaming
talk to Sean. Talk to somebody behind the scenes. They're the ones populating NFL Week 1 lines. What did you expect? You are bringing a kid who is being raised on vegetables into a candy store and telling them not to even look, let alone touch things. What do you expect?
Fair. That's fair.
All right. Community parlay, the Mets and Phillies under 9. Aaron Nola, Carlos Carrasco.
And the Phillies under 9. All right, let's say under 9 at what? Minus 115?
Well, yeah, let's do FanDuel.
DK is at minus 115 right now. It just moved, so.
Do you want to do FanDuel so that we can throw that one that we just did in there?
What do you mean?
Well, if we do FanDuel, that also means we can take advantage of Louis Varland if you want. If you wanted to play that, or maybe I wanted to play that.
That's fine. Let's see what the Mets and the Phils under is on FanDuel. It's under 8.5. See, that's the problem.
Oh.
I think we're gonna have to stick to DK.
Okay. Okay. All good. What do you want to roll with here?
So it's going to be strictly baseball at this point for me. College baseball will be back soon enough, and I'm very, very excited. The tournament starts. I'm going to go with the Mariners. Minus 140 is the last price that I would take this. I found minus 135 this morning, and it's moved to minus 140. But I think Seattle on the money line. They've lost 2 straight. The Yankees hung 10 runs on them both times, but they're still at home, of course, trying to avoid the sweep. They were playing really good baseball. They've been on this long homestand. And I know it was the A's and the Pirates that were in before, but again, they had won 6 of 7. I don't think the Yankees are going to sweep them. You got Schmidt on the mound for the Yankees, who's been terrible. I think that Seattle plays well tonight. I think Kirby pitches well, and I'll take them at minus 140. That's the last number I would take it, but minus 140 or better is good enough for me.
Okay. Okay. So I can't throw in the under 48 for the Bills-Jets game Monday Night Football?
So you can, but this will be your last odd shop. So you want to weigh that you want to weigh that carefully.
All right.
The parlay that will just have 2 legs, and then you'll have a bet. That happens to me sometimes. My balance will change, and I'll be like, did I bet something? And then it's like, oh yeah, that team total, win total from 6 months ago actually cashed.
See? No, I'll keep it nice and easy for you here. We'll go under 1.5 total bags for Bryce Harper. All right. Sorry, Bryce. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't.
Oh no, you can't go same game parlay. Back to the drawing board.
Okay, so back to the drawing board. Give me a second here. I got something lined up here for you. Pete Alonso. Oh, we're on DraftKings. Fuck you guys, man.
Why don't you go with your boy? Why don't you go with Maldonado?
Because I don't think it's the same number on DraftKings as it is on.
I'm looking at it right now. You got Maldonado at even money plus 100 to go over.
So it's beating the market.
Certainly beating market.
What is Pete Alonso? I'm sorry, this is painful. I know, I appreciate it, but let's look at this live real quick. What is Pete Alonso? No, I can't do Alonso either. Damn you folks. This is insane, right? No. Oh, okay, here we go. Miguel Rojas. All right. What's his total bags tonight? Oh, that game just started. What am I doing? Jeez. Why am I having so much trouble here? Here's the beauty of it. No, I'm going to go with Toronto. Okay, here we go. Cubs. Toronto. All right. I'm going to go with Brandon Belt. What can I get here for Brandon Belt?
Are you picking just random names or
nope? Oh. Brandon Belt is an NBA is a baseball player, but he's not up there.
I think he's hurt.
Oh, he's hurt. Yeah, wrong. Am I looking at the wrong day? No, I had Alonso up there. Oh, okay. So let's do this. Christian Walker. What's he for over 1.5 base? What's he for over 1.5 bags for Arizona? I got it.
Negative 9% ROI. Very nice.
The odds are 1.5. I mean, here's the thing. We're taking a ridiculous line. You forced me into this. Like what?
You can just. We have tools. You could just sort by DraftKings.
Okay. Well, why do I do that?
See, Josh knows this. Is this a skit? My friend, I wish it was. Believe me. It's all.
Well, go. All right, go Maldonado. I was trying to find something there, but DraftKings doesn't offer the damn market. All right, go Maldonado. It's the only bet I can place. All right, go Maldonado.
That is wildly fake news. I'm on DraftKings on OddsShopper right now. There's like dozens of really good bets out there. You got your own style. You're a real character.
I'm just saying.
Brandon Montour.
All right, we're out of here. Yeah, no, that's fine. By the way, I got to give a shout out before we get out of here to my boy JD from the Gold Boys here. And he did us a huge favor, Ben, because not only is my tweet about the most ridiculous minus EV futures ticket you can find gone viral right? But I was able to sneak in, you know how people do that when they go viral and they say, check me out here or whatever it may be, right? At the next.
Oh, yeah. Like follow I'm a musician. Listen to my soundtrack.
Exactly. And I snuck in, check us out at OddsShopper for real plus EV bets with a smile face. 6,000 views so far in that, over 100 clicks on that. That's the premium sign up, the same one where we're giving here a week free.
Look at that.
Thanks,
You're man of the people.
Thanks to JD. Appreciate that, big fella. And I was able to take advantage of it. And, you know, hopefully this can benefit our company. That's all. It's the only time I'll ever hit a number like this. And I figured, let me sneak in there and see if it can benefit us. So I'm not selfish, Ben.
It's going to benefit everyone. It's going to benefit everyone who clicked on that link. Because, again, you get in for free and you get to test these tools out. Nothing wrong with that. So good stuff. I'm excited.
That's down to 1,200, by the way.
Oh, well, you got the little closing line value. Never hurt anyone either.
Stop. All right, let's get out of here. Anything you want to say on the way out?
No, listen, NBA Finals starts tomorrow. Buckle up. I know we've been talking a lot of baseball.
Yep.
We're back in business with basketball. You got at Shander Show right there, at JazzRazDFS. Give us a follow, fellas. Hop in Chalkboard. You have any questions, you know where to find us. And until tomorrow, good luck. Enjoy the games tonight. We'll see you same time, same place.
See ya.
Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions. I want my questions. The grass greener on the other side.